Welcome to Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. I'm Miles, this is Jimmy. This is the show where we like to have a few beers while we review and preview all of the Premier League fixtures. Heading into this weekend's Premier League game, Watford just outside the relegation zone. Can they stay there? Massive derby. The North-West derby, sort of, is what you call it, isn't it? Liverpool against Manchester United, plus loads and loads of other games. So, to go through the fixtures, Watford hosting Spurs in the early kick-off on Saturday at 12:30. Arsenal-Sheffield United is the first of the 3 o'clock games. Brighton-Aston Villa. Manchester City against Crystal Palace. Could be a slip-up for Man City. Palace tend to do well against them. Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, and West Ham against Everton at the London Stadium rounds out those 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. At 5:30, Newcastle are hosting Chelsea at St James's Park, and on Sunday, Burnley-Leicester at Turf Moor to kick us off at 2, and at 4:30, the big one, are at Anfield, Liverpool against Manchester United. Huge game. God, thanks for the contribution, mate. All right, starting 12:30 Saturday, Watford-Tottenham at Vicarage Road. This is a really tough game for Tottenham because Watford are in fantastic form.
Yeah, agreed. And obviously you went to the FA Cup game in the week, which I hear was horrifically good.
Yeah, I did. I went to the stadium. It was incredible. But Tottenham. I looked after 15 minutes. Tottenham 2-0 up. I thought this is good. This is going to be a big score.
6, yeah.
Tottenham were pressing. They were getting right in their faces. Middlesbrough couldn't keep the ball. They didn't for the rest of the game. Tottenham it just didn't work. There were a few chances. Jeffet Tanganga almost scored a couple of times. Lo Celso got sort of close. Ericsson was pathetic. And Ericsson was poor, and Eric Dyer was really poor as well. And I don't want to see either of them starting. We've now signed Jedson Fernandez.
Good player. Very good player.
Well, he had a good season last year. He's been kept out of that Benfica side by Adel Taarabt this season, which isn't a great sign. But what I was talking to a Tottenham fan, and what he thinks it is it's like a sweetener for that Portuguese super agent that he has, same agent as Mourinho, to try and get more signings through the door.
You're going to be the new Wolves, aren't you?
We'll give you these guys if you take this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
But in saying that, he might have just needed a fresh start, and he's only 20. He's not even 20, he's 19, 20.
Good footballer, by the way. Like, I know you might mention Taarabt's head, and Taarabt is terrible, but he's got so much potential. New start, Mourinho's a great manager.
Box to box.
And he is athletic, he's a big lad as well.
Cool.
Spot on Mourinho, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just an athlete in midfield, and I think it'll work quite nicely. I think you're going to lose this weekend, to be perfectly honest. I don't think you're up to the level at the moment.
Well, Watford are fantastic. Nigel Pearson is just...
Best team in the league at the moment. I love Watford.
Well, no,
I really do.
Watford are joint second in the form guide. So you've got, in the last 5 games, you've got Liverpool at the top, win.
Yeah.
And then you've got Southampton and Watford.
Yeah, agreed.
4 wins and a draw.
Watford and Southampton, by miles, absolutely flying, and I expect a comfortable home win.
Comfortable?
Yeah, I do. You're really bad.
I don't know. It depends who he plays. Vertonghen, be interested to see if he stays in. Davinson Sanchez is still... He was great against Liverpool, but against Middlesbrough, again, he just misjudges the flight of the ball every time it goes up in the air.
Yeah.
It's really weird that a Premier League footballer does it this often.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mourinho's quite figured out how big a job it is at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems there that need to be eradicated. You keep conceding goals.
I hope Dyer doesn't, because we don't have a holding midfield.
No, exactly.
Like Dyer's been really poor, and beyond that, Winks isn't a defensive.
No, you don't trust Winks. He doesn't trust Winks. He's not a Mourinho player. Who else is there? Wanyon's terrible.
Yeah, and Dombele's just injured all the time.
Which is a shame because he's a cracking player.
Yeah, he is, but there's just not there. Sissoko's out as well. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
I think it's going to be a 2-0 home win. I think it'll be awful. I can see Deeney scoring twice. Probably 2 penalties because someone will take him out. Yeah.
Davinson Sanchez.
Yeah, we'll probably take him out. Yeah, I think you're lucky to be where you are. I mean, you're like Arsenal, which is both rubbish, and you just got to accept it this season.
On to Arsenal.
Oh, here we go.
Hosting Sheffield United at the Emirates, 3 o'clock. This is a tough game. You went to Sheffield United and lost.
Yeah, classic.
Sheffield United are better away from home.
Yeah, agreed.
This is not an easy game at all. And if you play like you did against Leeds...
Oh, God, yeah, the first half was awful.
If you play a game like you did against Crystal Palace, the Sheffield United team will punish you.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, Aubameyang's out.
Eddie Nketiah's staying.
Yeah, agreed. I have no issue with that. He will make a massive difference, to be perfectly honest with him.
Couldn't get in the Leeds team.
But every time he played, he scored, mate. Obviously, for me, he's more of an impact plays, not a real starter in terms of trying to play target man type of football. That's not his game. But I quite like him, and I think it's quite nice giving him a go. And as you say, Sheffield United away from home are a very, very difficult prospect.
Do you think you can break them down?
I hope so. I believe in a game at home, we're going to create at least 2 or 3 good chances. And we're relying on Lacazette hasn't scored for weeks on end to try and score.
But he's done other things. Like the pass for Aubameyang last weekend was fantastic.
Oh, 100%. He's getting absolute stick on sort of Twitter and whatever else due to the fact he's not scoring goals. But everything else he's doing is brilliant.
That's football fans that don't know football.
It reminds me a lot of Dave McGoldrick. He's very similar. He's doing everything well, but obviously he's not getting the goals to.
But the thing is, that's football fans for me that don't know football because they just think striker no goals must be rubbish. No, there's so much more to it than that. Especially in the modern.
Great. Yeah.
When you've got Aubameyang who can score the goals, he doesn't necessarily need to have that. But Aubameyang's out suspended. Therefore,
time to shine, isn't it?
Yeah, the burden now goes more on Lacazette to score.
And I think he'll step up to the plate, I really do. Will be interesting to see what we do towards the back end of the pitch because I don't know who the hell we're going to play at the back.
It'll be Socrates and David Luiz.
Just terrible, no.
Well, it will be.
McGoldrick might finally score this week, but that'd be great.
That would be wonderful. I'd love it.
I think we're going to struggle to break them down. I think Ozil might be very, very quiet, unfortunately, and I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, they're hard workers and they're physical players, that Sheffield United midfield. So it's not the type of game that Ozil will.
No, exactly. It's physical. They're going to try and break up the play if we start to get ahead of steam. I can see a few kind of cynical tackles going in to just try and slow the game down.
Torreira back?
I hope so.
Because you lost your shape completely when he went off.
Well, Guendouzi and Xhaka in midfield are awful, so we need to get a better partnership in there. Torreira's been great.
Sheffield United's there's not much more to say about them. They're going to be very hard to break down. But they're going to be very hard to break down whilst looking like they're playing on the front foot.
But yeah, I expect them to create a lot of chances, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do at least score 1 goal. And it's going to be 1-1, mate.
I'm on the fence. I'm actually going 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I can't see us winning the game. I hope we do because it'd be nice to make a statement, but I can't see it.
Yeah. Brighton Aston Villa. This is one hell of a game. Oh.
Last match day. It's going to be last. It's going to be last.
It'll be 5-4 now. Aston Villa need a win. Brighton. To be fair, Brighton are only 3 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah,
they're not out.
Yeah,
they're not safe.
We were like, oh, Brighton are great. They look great, and as you say, it's very tight down there at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, Villa are just all over the show, aren't they? Take Grealish out of there, they're absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, well, I expect Grealish to create something in this game. I expect Aston Villa to score.
I think it's a good team to play against Brighton, isn't it? I feel like you get a lot of the ball. They're not particularly physical, Brighton. They're quite a pretty side.
Yeah.
I think he could, as you say, I think he could do something. I really do. Do I trust someone to score up front? Probably not.
I think Grealish
is out, isn't he?
El Ghazi's been playing through the middle or is it Konza?
Khawaja?
Khawaja, that's one. Khawaja. Konza's in the Championship, isn't he?
Oh, you say centre half, mate. Konza's terrible. Yeah.
Khawaja, up front is just not great. But then again, Wesley wasn't scoring that many. I think Grealish will either score or assist in this game. But I think Brighton are going to do it 2-1.
I think it's going to be a draw again. I think Villa will dig in and get something. They just need points, and I hope they do something because I quite like Villa.
Man City, Crystal Palace. Now this, on paper, the way Man City have been playing is home win, comfortable. However, go back to last season.
It's
Palace who upset Man City.
This,
but it's every time. And then even in games before that, it'll be a last-minute one from Man City. They never roll Palace over. This is a team that Man City always struggle against.
Yeah,
no matter how well they're playing.
Don't get me wrong. Palace have a really good record against top sides of just nicking points and nicking wins.
Or just losing.
Yeah, and as I still stand by my comment. I still think they're going to get relegated, and I think this will be the start of it. I can see them getting smashed 5-0. And this might be it.
I don't think so. Zaha's still there, so they've got some threat on the counter-attack, especially with Jordan Ayew playing the way he is.
Don't get me wrong, but they're all right. But I want them to go down. I can't stand Palace. I cannot stand Palace.
I know you can't.
And Ayew's terrible, and it just frustrates me scoring.
Yeah, against Arsenal.
Absolutely awful.
They looked great against Arsenal. I think that...
They played against 10 men, mate. Of course they did.
No, but they were the better team before the sending off. That's why the sending off happened. Frustration. That's why it happened.
I can't stand them. I just want them to go on a run of losing 5 on the trot and we'll see where they are.
I think it's going to be 3-1 to City.
4-0 City.
4-0. Okay, I can just see Palace nicking something on the break. Man City is still dodging
Oh, yeah,
back. Like,
don't get
even
me
Aston
wrong.
Villa scored.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but they're on a nice little roll at the moment since
Yeah.
they're winning games and they're back at it, which is good. And the port's not far away.
Well, a massive game down the bottom is Norwich Bournemouth at Carrow Road. I am tempted to swing towards the home side here because Bournemouth look abject at the moment. Norwich at least is sort of... Norwich's performances haven't been terrible. They're just not getting any points. Bournemouth just look basement at the moment.
I think if Bournemouth lose this game,
Eddie
I
Howe.
would suggest Eddie Howe's tenure is in massive, massive jeopardy. They cannot lose this game.
No.
They've had a really good run of games and they got absolutely stuffed last week against.
Oh, they were
awful.
awful. They look like a
They
relegated
had
club.
nothing going forward. Solanke's useless.
Solanke is useless.
He just does nothing.
We say this every week.
He doesn't work hard. He doesn't score
when
goals.
was the last time we went through a show without mentioning how useless
God,
Solanke
he's
is?
awful, and the problem is he's starting to affect Callum Wilson, who's now not scoring goals either. And you start to
Yeah.
go, without them doing it, Ryan Fraser's been awful this year.
His head was turned in the summer.
agreed, 100%.
Harry Wilson actually maybe isn't the player I thought he was. He's just a screamer. That's
David
what Harry
Brooks was a
Wilson-
massive problem. Losing David, he was brilliant
Yeah.
last year, and I still think he's great.
Yeah, because Harry Wilson is just a screamer.
But they insist just playing out from the back. It doesn't work. Stop playing out from the back. You keep losing.
And why is
losing
Eddie?
terrible
Why is
goals.
Eddie Howe playing Nathan Ake at left back? He's your best centre back by a long way.
There are big issues there, and they can't seem to just get anything going. And I agree with you. I think Norwich are going to win quite comfortably. I would be surprised. I quite like Norwich.
I'm not saying comfortably. Adam Eder is a good prospect who will have to start
Great,
because
yeah.
he scored the hat-trick in the FA Cup. He's going to have to start with no Timu Pukki again. I can see him getting one.
I don't look at
Cantwell
that
needs
as
to
a
step
bad
up.
thing, mate. At least he scores goals. Solanke's
Yeah.
craving goals.
Solanke, I just don't understand how... I will be baffled if Bournemouth don't offload Dominic Solanke in January, and they won't. He'll keep starting.
Well, he's
I'd
gonna
get rid
have
of him
to,
now.
you know. I think he'll stay to the summer, then he'll be struggling in the
I
Championship.
would try and swap him with Ollie Watkins for Brentford. I'd pay money plus Solanke for Ollie Watkins at Brentford.
Again, that's a big risk. I quite like Ollie Watkins at Brentford, but it's a big task going up to the Premier League.
Yeah, but he's better than he's going to be better than
don't get me
Solanke.
wrong, but again, it is the step up. They need to start winning games now. I hope he hits the ground running. I agree, it would be a great signing, but
Yeah.
I can see Dominic Solanke playing for like a Millwall next year, and he's scoring no goals.
I think he'll.
Stoke.
You know
sounds
what?
about right.
You know what? He's going to be like. Do you remember Luke Moore?
Yeah.
Was a hot prospect,
Yeah.
played in the Premier League for Aston Villa, and then just dropped down the
Was it
leagues.
Nathan Delfonso was terrible.
No,
as well,
Nathan
yeah.
Delfonso,
He's
yeah.
awful, yeah.
Even Luke Moore's older brother, Stephen Moore. He ended up in non-league. That's the type of player Solanke is. He's not going to be a Premier League player, not for much longer.
No.
This is his time, and he's not taking it. Anyway, score prediction for me: 2-1 Norwich.
2-0.
2-0.
Eddie Howe's in massive trouble.
Southampton Wolves at St Mary's. If you'd asked me again, I keep saying 5 weeks ago I would have said Wolves comfortable win, but Southampton are on fire at the moment. And the thing is, we're giving Danny Ings a lot of the credit, but it's not just Danny Ings. The whole team's playing well. James Ward-Prowse has been excellent, excellent. Shane Long has been doing his job.
James Long,
yeah.
Sorry.
Shane Long's been doing his job. Really, really has. It's from back to front. And the centre half, Stevens.
Yeah, Jack Stevens is a great player. He's just never had a real chance, and Bednarek has done quite well.
They've got a settled back four.
They are.
now.
They're not conceding stupid goals, and they're doing all right. Sedgwick's decent. Bertrand's decent. They've got a good Premier League side.
Yeah, MacArthur in goal.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Redmond going forward.
Yeah.
Odefemi's, what is it? Odefemi? Yeah,
Oh,
I think it is.
Odefemi, yeah.
Yeah, he's decent. They've got some decent players, and they're looking good. And as you
Gineppo I
say,
really like as well.
when Danny Ings is smacking the bar and scoring goals, you suddenly go, Christ, they're quite a good side.
Yeah, and the thing is, Danny can score any goal, any type of goal.
The chances he had against Leicester last week where he smashed the bar a couple of times, great attempts.
Yeah.
He is on form.
As for Wolves, they've wobbled. They've really wobbled.
Yeah, what did they do? Draw last week? Lost last week?
They
Newcastle had a shocker.
Yeah, they drew with Newcastle and then they lost controversially in the FA Cup against Man United. They had another one of those handball.
Oh, Neto, bless him. He's never going to score.
Yeah.
one disallowed against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Now against Man United, he's never going to score a goal.
Raul Jimenez is in a bit of a drought as well.
Yeah.
Going through it. Traore's influence seems to have waned slightly. Maybe teams have clued up to him. Maybe they're doubling up on him.
I still think he could do something.
Oh, he could do, yeah, he's the type of player who could create
It
something.
feels like Wolves are overdue a good performance as well. I wouldn't be surprised if
Traore on Bertrand.
or the other side, Cedric's quite minute, and you would try and get on him and give it a go, wouldn't you? I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves turn up, but the way Southampton are playing at the moment, one more win towards safety and they're flying.
Yeah.
And I can see it happening. I think Danny Ings will score a couple.
You know, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2.
2-1, just.
2-1 just. Okay, West Ham, Everton. This is an interesting game. David Moyes going back to Everton, of course. Two new managers, two slightly rejuvenated teams who still haven't really set the world alight since their managers came in. This is a really, really tough game to call.
Yeah, 100%. I'm shocked Everton haven't done more in the transfer window.
Have they done anything?
I haven't heard a thing. There was always talk about James Rodriguez, Lorenzo Insigne. There's been all this
that
talk.
always happens.
Agreed, but I'm shocked they haven't done anything. I know their squad's all right, but there are areas you would look to improve. I think the back four is still poor, the back two especially. You look at it and go, do you know what? Just someone there, just another body.
I tell you who's going to be starting for West Ham this weekend. Darren Randolph's been brought back into playing goal because Fabianski's injured again for a few weeks. But, you know, Roberto, awful. David Martin, not good enough either. David Martin was there.
I don't mind David Martin.
No, he made
I
a
like
mistake.
Alvin Martin on Talk Sport when he has to commentate. It's great.
Alvin Martin's great, but David Martin, let's be fair, was there to join the club he supported as a kid just to help them train, and that was meant to be it. He got his debut, wonderful moment.
And his clean sheet at Stamford Bridge will be the best moment of his career.
And he's
100%.
played at the London Stadium, he's played for West Ham. That for him is his career made. Should he be playing for West Ham? No way. He's not a Premier League.
But do you think Darren Randolph is good enough?
I think Darren Randolph is a better goalkeeper than both Roberto.
Oh, 100%. But I still don't think he's good enough.
Yes, but it's only 3 weeks. That's the point.
That's
the point. It's only for a few weeks while Fabianski's out. He's not going to be number one.
I was trying to think, is there any sort of second-rate goalies you look at and go, who would you get in?
It's not much better than Darren Randolph will do the job.
No, agreed. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Bailey Peacock Farrell was a good goalie.
Where's he gone to? Burnley for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
They could have got Joe Hart back in, to be fair,
agreed.
for 3 games.
Yeah, 100%. Pepe Reina's gone to Villa. That's a great signing.
That is a great signing.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough game for West Ham because Everton, the performances have been better. They won last weekend, 1-0, but they'll take it.
There are two of the most inconsistent sides this year, and it could finish 4 or it could finish 0-0. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to. I've got no idea what's going to happen. Honestly, I don't know how to call it.
Well, you're going to have to.
3-3. Just give it a go. Yeah, why not? I can imagine it might be a goal fest.
I think it's going to be 1-1. I think it's going to be a frustrating game.
They're so difficult to call. One of them might turn up and an absolute blinder. Who knows?
The late kickoff, 5:30 at St James's Park. Newcastle against Chelsea, a Newcastle team who are just ravaged by injury.
Why are they not doing anything? I haven't heard a thing about Newcastle buying anyone. They've got so many injuries in that squad that they've got so many players. Go and do something and just go. God, let's go and get a couple of boys, just players in, just bodies at the moment, isn't it?
One player I think is coming back only because I think he announced his return from injury by doing the moonwalk to a Michael Jackson song on Instagram. Controversial. We don't go into Michael Jackson on this show. However, that's how he announced it. Alan St. Maximin.
I didn't realise you had such a grudge.
Well, it's not me. I think it's all of those children that used to go around to his house. Anyway, Alan St. Maximin.
That was you, wasn't it?
Christ, no, I would not be doing this. I'd have a heap of money out of Jackson's if I was doing that.
You'd be going to the Sun
I
every week.
I wouldn't have gone to the Sun. I would have gone to the Jacksons. I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I would do this, would you?
I don't know why they sold their stories. Get them way more money.
Well, Almiron scored last week, didn't he? Let's get back on it. Almiron scored again.
St. Maximin is back, hopefully. Andy Carroll's doing all right. Joelinton scored.
That was a great result. He scored in the week, Joelinton.
Yeah.
But agreed. The result against Wolves beforehand, that's a great point.
It's not often
that is a great point.
It's not often that you run back to hug your boss after scoring the 4th in a 4-0 win against Rochdale. Like, that's a score and walk back to the halfway line goal.
That is a Dominic Solanke thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. First goal in 20.
Yeah, I do feel slightly for him. I think he's a better player than he's.
I don't. I think he's terrible.
For me, he should be more of a Heskey, but he's not enough to even do that.
He's not physical enough. He's big, but he's not physical.
I always remember that first. It wasn't him. It was Wesley. Sorry, but I can imagine he's one of those who just falls on the floor quite a lot.
He's big, but he's not physical. He doesn't get into the right areas. When he gets the ball, his touch is bad. Because for me, I think he's worried about playing the Premier League. Even against Rochdale in that first leg, every time the ball came to him, it's like he was worried someone was going to come and clatter him. So his touch was terrible.
I just think that number 9 shirt's a bit of a burden as well, and he's not good enough to play on that shirt.
I don't think it's a burden anymore at Newcastle. When was the last time they had a good number 9?
Unsure.
Exactly. 13 years. It's not a burden anymore.
I was going to say Sugar maybe, but I think he won number 9.
No, he didn't. Andy Carroll was a good number 9 actually. But even then, that was 6 months. It's not a burden anymore, that shirt.
Yeah,
I know it's got history behind it, it's not a burden.
I don't know what to make of this game. It's one of those, Newcastle might properly turn up for it, give it a right good go. I can't see it though.
But I think Chelsea will pick them off.
Yeah.
They've got a very nice side. They play good football. Tammy Abraham's still scoring.
Awfully inconsistent, mate. That is the biggest issue.
Yeah, but not in this one. They're better away from home than at home as well. This is, for me, it's got a 3-0 Chelsea written all over it.
I'm going a 1-0 home win. I reckon it might be another one where you're looking at, for God's sake, Chelsea. Just you're so close to just getting into that top, solidifying it.
And both Arsenal and Spurs will draw.
Exactly. Yeah,
well.
It'll be one of those weeks where it's just like, really?
Yeah, we should have gained ground.
Yeah.
On to Sunday's games. The first game is Burnley-Leicester at Turf Moor. Burnley, for me, are the team along with Bournemouth. No. The team along with Bournemouth and Norwich are in the worst form. Aston Villa are in bad form as well, but Burnley are getting closer to... Villa are gaining ground on Burnley and Villa aren't doing much.
No, Burnley just don't change what they do. They're not getting results. They can't defend properly.
That's the problem. There's no plan B.
They rely on literally just smacking it along and hoping Chris Wood wins headers. Yeah, they are struggling. But Burnley will do what they do. They'll turn up one week and they'll absolutely boss it. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's this weekend.
Leicester are in a little bit of a...
They are.
Lost against Southampton.
Yeah.
Is...
Form's not great.
Yeah.
It's a good game for Burnley. I reckon they might do it as well. And it just put another knife into Leicester's... Well, they're not going to... I don't know where they're going to finish, but I still think they'll finish top 4. But
this will be an interesting test for Soyuncu. This is a different type of test.
He's been poor recently as well. He's been really poor, Soyuncu, since playing against Liverpool. He's been awful.
The physical test will be interesting.
Yeah.
Evans will be fine. Absolutely fine.
I think he won't mind that, to be honest. I think he probably struggles more with the kind of quick, fast-paced, quick turns type of player who's a bit more...
enough.
Intelligent with what he's doing instead of I've got to stand by Chris Wood and try and win a header. I can do that.
Well, the thing about this game for me is the Burnley are the type of team I think Leicester will relish playing against, especially with Ndidi out, because that's been the problem.
That is the biggest issue.
Burnley won't exploit that space. That's the difference. Burnley won't exploit that space, so Leicester will be a bit more comfortable. And
they'll dominate the ball, Leicester. They'll probably create bucketfuls of chances, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get done from a corner or something.
Okay, score prediction then.
1-1.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester, 2-1 away win. Liverpool Man United at Anfield. This is a huge game. Remember, Manchester United are the only team to take points off Liverpool this season with the 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. I just want to point out as well that, do you remember when earlier in the week myself and you talked about Brandon Williams for England? Have you noticed how throughout the rest of the week, everyone else has been jumping on the Brandon Williams for England bandwagon?
It happened from here, by the way.
We were there first. We did it before anybody else. I hadn't heard it from anyone else before we said it. Gary Lineker's been saying it. Gary Neville's been saying it. I've heard it on Talk Sport. I've heard it on all the stations.
I drove to work the day after and they're absolutely praising him to the high end. And they went, we mentioned that the week, literally a day before. Yeah, he's having an absolute blinder at the moment, isn't he?
He really is, and it's proven by Manchester United letting Ashley Young go to Inter Milan. Yeah, that means it's Luke Shaw or no one there now.
Yeah, agreed.
Marcus Rojo, maybe.
Big test this week though. You got Salah and Mane coming at you. What you got?
If he stands up to this game,
which I think he will,
I expect him to kick Salah. He's that type of player.
I quite like him. He's quite slight, but he's always up for a battle, and he will kick people, and he will do the dirty stuff, and I like that.
I think he'll want to rattle Salah and be like, right, you're not gonna get past me easy, and if you do, I'm gonna put a foot in.
He reminds me of a young Flanagan. What a man.
Yeah, a little bit, but better.
Much
better. And that's what Gary Neville said. He'd eat your nose to win.
He would. Yeah, agreed. I love that. And I I just love him. I think he's great.
I think he's great as well. And I look at him. It's that classic first tackle player. He want to rattle Salah early.
Yeah, fly from the back of it. Yeah,
put him off his game.
100%.
And it could work. It's a hope.
Maguire's
the new captain.
Salah doesn't score against United. He doesn't score. He struggles.
Maguire is now Manchester United captain. You said you would have done that at the start of the season.
Oh, 100%.
But not 6 months in when his performances started to wobble.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not playing very well. It's a big arse now, isn't it? I suppose he can get to Pogba, actually.
That's how you become Man United captain. Valencia, young.
Oh, God, it's like Arsenal's captain, isn't it? It's just as bad. So, yeah. What do you make of it? I don't know what to call. I think it's going to be a comfortable home win, to be perfectly honest. United are terrible. I don't think Rashford's fit, which is a massive loss.
Rashford's out. I would expect Greenwood to come into that side, which is a big ask.
Yeah, Mata's played quite well recently.
Mata has been playing well, yeah.
I think he's the one who might do something a little bit different in that midfield. Fred's terrible.
I want to ask you what you think about Jordan Henderson getting England Player of the Year, by the way. And the judging criteria was performances for England.
You would have given it to Kane straight away, wouldn't you? I think he scored against everyone.
He scored against everyone in the qualifying. But no, if it's not Kane, I would have given it to Raheem Sterling. He was fantastic.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But Henderson, don't get me wrong, if you're counting club form as well, I can understand Henderson getting it. He captained his side to the Club World Cup. He's captained his side to the Champions League. They captained this unbelievable winning run through the start of this season. 100% if it's for club form. But Henderson hasn't played that well for England.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. He's done nothing for him.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember playing well. Yeah, you'd look at it and go, yes, as you say, Sterling, Kane have done very well.
Barkley's been
I was going to say Bartley's another one I was just about to say. Yeah, Bartley's done very well for England.
For England, not for Chelsea, for England. Winks has played better for England when he's played. I would argue that Maguire's done well for England. I'd say that Jordan Pickford's done really well for England. They've all, for me, done slightly better than Jordan Henderson for England, and that's what we need to stress, for England.
Well,
anyway,
by the way, fair play to Lucy Bronze, thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze on the other hand is just England's best player by a mile. She was fantastic in the World Cup.
Agreed.
That's why she got the silver in the Ballon d'Or. Let's go for a score prediction: Liverpool Man United.
3-1.
I'm gonna go 2-1. I think it's gonna be tense. It's a different. This is the game for Liverpool. That's the thing. Man United is the game. Forget Everton. Forget Man City.
I think might be the only game this year that Liverpool will be a little bit wary about. I think they've obviously...
This is the game. This is the one they don't want to lose.
Every other game, they've steamrolled everyone. It's just like, oh, God. This might be the one, obviously, Drew at Old Trafford.
They haven't steamrolled everyone. They've done enough to win.
Agreed, and they'll do it again this weekend.
Yeah, that's
they will.
Right. But this is the game that I would look out for.
First 20 minutes, if United could nick something, I would back them to hold out and try and keep it tight. I wouldn't be surprised. If they won it 1-0, but I can't see it.
I think they might go 3 at the back again, like in the last game, and like Spurs did, because it's sort of a way of combating Liverpool.
It's fullbacks, isn't it? If you can stop the fullbacks, they've not got a lot else, but it's trying to stop them.
All right, that was Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. Remember, we're going to be keeping on doing our specials. The relegation special is up now as well. If you have any ideas for any topics you want us to cover in these special episodes, leave one in the comments or send us a message. Transfers, something like that. I'm even thinking just the slump at Bournemouth. Just anything, any topic that you want us to talk about, whether it's about your club, whether it's about an individual player.
Player of the season,
anything.
Flop of the season.
Even just any player, the resurgence of blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think we should talk about and we'll try and get it in. This is Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. Let's see how our predictions go this weekend. One thing left to say. Cheers.
Cheers.